Hi everybody. Today we are here to talk about asking the right questions and making sure that you're asking the right person when you ask questions, and also the idea of just being open-minded. I'm Pamela D Wilson. My website is PamelaDWilson.com. Please share it with other people you know who are looking for support with caregiving, aging, and everything in between. Caregivers have been asking wonderful questions this week, so I applaud you for asking questions and not being afraid to ask questions. In caregiving and in all walks of life, many times people are afraid to ask questions because they don't want other people to think that they don't know, or they don't want to appear stupid, or they don't want to think that, they're asking a silly question. In caregiving, in aging, in healthcare, I can tell you there are no silly questions. The more questions you ask, the more prepared you can be for caregiving situations and just to learn how caregiving situations work out and how to take better care of aging parents. Asking questions is not being disrespectful. It's being curious. And interestingly enough, if you ask a question and someone else thinks differently, or they give you a different response, the best question to ask after that is, can you tell me why you think that way? Do you have any examples that you can give me that can help me understand that better? And the reason that that's beneficial is because we as individuals don't know everything. The more open-minded we are, the more questions we ask, the better we can do whatever it is we're doing, whether it's caregiving, whether it's something at work, whether it's something that we're trying to learn for ourselves personally. Examples of questions that caregivers have asked this week. Does anybody out there have siblings who don't help? Is it possible to set boundaries with a parent who has memory loss? I'm scared to death. My parent needs a surgery and I don't know if we should do it right away or if we should put that surgery off. I'm making my living will. I see all these legal documents are standard. What else should I know about these decisions that my attorney or someone else might not be telling me? This is the benefit of working with a caregiving expert or an elder care expert. I've been working in the field for more than 20 years. I can tell you that I've had thousands of situations and helped thousands of people and seen thousands of things not go the way someone expected, or thousands of things go wrong. Now, you might be hearing this and think, wow, that's terrible. It's not terrible. It's actually a good thing, because many of us learn day to day from things that we attempt and don't work out the way that we think, from things that we want to try. And as we go through those situations, we learn a lot if we're open-minded to learn. So you probably know this, but you do a search on the internet, you ask a question, you get a bunch of answers. Some of the answers may be relevant, some may be too vague, some may not apply to your specific situation. In caregiving, every caregiver is different. Every person that we care for is different. Family relationships are different. Healthcare issues are different. So sometimes general information can be very helpful, and it points us in the right direction. It may cause us to ask more questions. Sometimes, though, we have general information and we may or may not know if we have enough information to make that decision. Maybe something seems very obvious and we try it and we think, wow, that didn't work out. Why didn't that work out? Another question from a caregiver this week. I want to have my parent evaluated for memory loss. What's the best way to do that? There's not one single answer to that question. because one question in caregiving leads to the next, leads to another consideration, leads to something else that we should think about, again, depending on our individual situation. The fact that caregivers are asking questions is wonderful. I highly encourage it. You cannot ask too many questions. It's not disrespectful. It's wanting to gain some knowledge and to learn how to use that knowledge, to be wise, to make wise decisions, to look at problems and say, well, what are the pluses? What are the minuses? What else should I know about this? What other questions should I be asking that I'm not asking? These are the scenarios that I go through when I work with caregivers in my individual consultations. I ask a lot of questions so I can learn about the situation, and I also give caregivers a lot of questions that you should be asking about your situation and looking at things from a different perspective. There is such a benefit to learning from other people who might think a little differently than we do, but being open-minded to the fact that thinking differently, maybe taking a different opinion on something, can be a really good thing for the situation or the problem that we're trying to solve. I'm Pamela D Wilson. Visit my website, PamelaDWilson.com. Keep those caregiving questions coming. Feel free to visit my website, go to the How I Help page, and schedule an individual consultation with me. I can help you learn how to ask the right questions and to solve the caregiving issues that you might be experiencing. Have a fabulous day today. I will see you all again soon in another video.